Okay, so thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone, and then I will unmute. Let's see, where did she go? Phallin, could you unmute yourself? Oh, there you are.
Yes, I can.
Okay, there you are. Okay, so I would like to introduce to you Phallin Black. Phallin and I met last year, or we met in October at Bloomingdale's, and that was so much fun. And we kind of hung out that night, and we just kind of hit it off afterwards. And what I think is so fascinating is in October, she was senior Ruby, and then all of a sudden I see her name on the leaderboard every single week, and she hit Emerald in October, and then I think you've ranked up every single month, and now Diamond. So what I think is super encouraging about your story is you kind of hit a wall, and you were at gold for a year and a half, and you lost gold. And a lot of people, I really feel that gold is such a monumental ranking with Plexus, because a lot of people hit gold and then they just kind of fall out. It's like they get too many people, they're not ready, or they just get discouraged and they don't keep pushing through. So I just want you to just kind of share your story, kind of share, during that time, maybe what you did, who you connected with. I love the story of how you met your rock star. I think that's amazing. And just kind of, share your struggles, share your testimony, and your journey with us.
Okay, I'll the unmute button here. All right, I will start from the beginning. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So I joined Plexus in July of 2013. Yeah, 2013. And I hit silver right away in my first 30 days because I begged my family to join my team. My mom, my sister, and my mother-in-law got me to silver because I said, if you guys don't join me, I'm going to have to ask you for some money to pay some of our bills. So I'm like, I need to start this business. So most people join Plexus because they love the products, and then they start selling because they love the products. But my sponsor contacted me, and that's Lori Welch, because she knew I was looking for an opportunity to make money. So I knew the products were super awesome and that they were helping a lot of people who were diabetic and needed to lose weight. And that was about all I knew. So I decided to try the pink drink because I thought I surely need to know what I'm recommending to people. I researched the ingredients, but I just had to try it for myself. Even though I had already helped my mom with her migraines and lots of other people, I just wanted to know. And I didn't think it would help me, but it did. It helped with so many issues that I had no idea what was going on. I never made it to the doctor because Plexus helped me. I couldn't go to the top of the stairs without collapsing. I felt like I was 90 years old. My husband bought me a brand new treadmill and I couldn't even use it. And I'm a super big fitness person, and I was really into that. So for me to not be able to run on the treadmill for even 2 minutes without feeling like I did a huge workout, it was really awful and it was depressing. So I didn't know what was wrong with me. And like I said, I was about ready to go to the doctor, but then Plexus came in. And my whole life I was hypoglycemic. I had a lot of thyroid issues and stuff, but Plexus helped all of that. My low blood pressure, my acne, all of this stuff. So Plexus helped me with so many different things. So I was even more gung-ho about the business, and I hit gold in 5 months, which wasn't terribly fast, but it wasn't terribly slow either. And I kind of got stuck. As soon as I hit gold, my team never went anywhere. I signed up all those level 1s. There were no level 2s. So I was pretty good at recruiting, but I had a bad attitude and I was negative. I know we went through shipping issues, which are completely changed now. Yay for 2-day shipping. It's so fast, but all those struggles through the shipping, they didn't even faze me, and it didn't faze my team, because back when I was stuck at Gold, I had to learn a lot of lessons about my mindset, and I would complain about the back office. I told Lori that my website was the only one that wasn't working. I didn't know how they were ranking up, but something was wrong with mine. I told her that the products didn't work for anyone on my team except for my mom. And even though I had belief that they worked for myself, I didn't believe in network marketing. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that I could actually do this. I didn't know that I could be a good leader. And all of that kind of scared me. I wanted to be a diamond, but I didn't believe it in my heart. So Lori kept telling me that I needed to do some reading, and she recommended lots of books to me. And I just kept saying, yeah, I don't really need it. And I kept right on recruiting. I kept getting my customers, and I thought I was doing okay because I was making some money. And then one day I just came to her and I said, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I need some help. How come you guys are hitting diamond and I'm losing points? And she told me, I don't know how to help you. You're just negative. And that just really sunk in. The minute she told me she didn't know how to help me, I realized the problem wasn't me. I couldn't blame the back office. I couldn't blame my sponsor because she was in California and I was in Georgia. I couldn't blame the fact that I had 5 kids and I felt like I had no time. It was time to stop making excuses and dig into the books and see what was wrong with me. So I started reading. I got pregnant for baby number 5, and I just spent the entire pregnancy really reading. I kept posting on Facebook about Plexus just to save face for the team that I did have and to not look like I was starting and stopping, because I didn't want to be that network marketing person who starts and stops. So I wanted to stay consistent. So I was posting, but I wasn't growing my business. I was still losing points every day, but I knew that I was going to get it. So I started reading 15 Invaluable Laws of Personal Growth. I think that's what it's called, by John Maxwell. And then I read How to Win Friends and Influence People. I lacked a lot of people skills. I just never really wanted to have a lot of friends. I only had a few close friends. So that one was huge for me to learn how to deal with people, because I'd never done that before. And then I read Switch on Your Brain. I actually listened to the audio of that one. That one was huge for learning how to reprogram my mind. And then I read The Magic of Thinking Big. That was the last one. And I didn't finish reading that book. I actually picked it up yesterday, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I need to finish the last 3 chapters. But something happened while I was reading that book, and the light bulbs all went off. And I knew what the problem was. The problem was me, but I got it. Something just clicked, and it all kind of clicked at once. So I realized that I was ready to do this. I drew my line in the sand, and I was going all in. My husband was about ready to get out of the military, and I really didn't want him to find a second job or a different job. I just wanted him to come home and stay with me and the kids and start some sort of home-based business. But God had different plans. In January of 2015, I was ready and I started going, but my husband had to take a job as a truck driver, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But in January, I decided I was going to make some new friends, because all my old friends, lo and behold, were negative just like me. They had a bad attitude. They weren't happy, positive people on Facebook. They were just negative, and they used Facebook to vent, just like I did. So I went and joined some Facebook groups, and I posted in there, hey, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 5 kids. My husband's in the military, and I don't have a lot of friends. I'm looking to make some friends. And people started friending me. I read somewhere that the magic number for Facebook friends was 1,000. And my friends list was 200. So my goal was to get to 1,000 friends. And that's all I really focused on, was just friending people. So I would post in groups like positive, encouraging things. I wanted to add value to their life. So I posted little tips on training my kids, or different recipes, or how I make my own bread. And people started friending me, and they were like-minded people. They were moms with a lot of kids, anything we had in common. So a couple months after doing that, I met some people that became some rock stars on my team, but I didn't know that I was going to make any friends that quickly. I just knew that doing the action was going to get me the results. Even if I didn't see the results for 2 months, I knew that the action would get me where I needed to go. And I needed new friends, and that's all I was focusing on, was being a friend. Not so I could sell in Plexus, but I knew that would happen naturally as I was being a friend to them. And actually before January, I signed up a girl, Tiffany Wilson, who's now Sapphire, and I met her on Craigslist. We bought a stroller, and I just really felt like God was telling me to buy that stroller and share Plexus with this girl. So we stood in her driveway talking for 3.5 hours just so I could work up the courage to share Plexus with her, because I'm not an extrovert. I'm an introvert, and it was really hard for me. But thank God she was a talker, and we hit it off and shared Plexus with her. And it took her several months of trying it. She thought I was trying to poison her. But she went to her doctor, and her doctor told her her cholesterol was high. And she thought, I better try this pink drink stuff. And the rest is history. So one of my rock stars was Tiffany, met her on Craigslist. The second one is Cody Helmer, who's about to be Emerald probably this month, and I met her on a mom's group. I don't even know how she friended me. She just did. And then I have 2 other people about to be senior gold. I met them randomly on a friends list. And my other leg, I have 6 legs that are actually working and building a team and are beyond silver, but she's my cousin. So she kind of sort of doesn't count because she was family to start off with. But everyone else was just people that I had to learn to grow closer to. And then the other girl is Brittany Howard, and she's about to be Emerald this month too, actually. And she was one of my originals, the one who's been with me since the beginning through all of my negativity and my bad attitude. And when I started working the business again after I did my personal growth and drew my line in the sand, she was right there watching all of it. And she's like, how come all your people love the products now? How come your team is exploding? What are you doing differently that we weren't doing? So after a couple months of working with her and explaining to her how everything changed, and I was so excited, she came back on board. And so did all of her team that she had previously lost too, because she had the same negative, bad attitude that I did. So what changed? Aside from the personal growth, I learned to change my mindset and the things that I was telling myself. I stopped telling myself that I didn't have time. I stopped telling myself that I couldn't do it because I had 5 kids who were home all the time, and they were all 8 and under at the time. I stopped making excuses for other people. When people told me it was too expensive or that they didn't have time, I knew that they had the money for what they wanted it for, because I watched a couple people join other network marketing companies under someone who was a better recruiter than me. So I learned how to adjust my wording so that it did recruit people. If I use a certain wording that got someone to sign up and want to work the business, I reevaluated every word I said and analyzed it. Why did this work, but this didn't work? And that was huge. So now for my team, we ask for a lot of screenshots, and I can pick out in an instant what they said wrong. And if they change it, things start going in the opposite direction, the better direction. So the other thing that I did was, I had to work on my confidence in myself. I had to see myself as a diamond on the stage, and I've heard other diamonds say that and other people. If you see yourself as a diamond on the stage, and if you do not give up, if you do not give up, you will make it to the top. And they said that at convention last year, and it just rung in my ears all year long. All last summer. That's all I could think about was, if I don't give up, I will be a diamond. And I really believed it. When Cody first started working with me, the girl I met in one of those moms group, we would lay around me and my pool, and she would be in her living room on the computer, and we'd talk all summer how we had the fastest growing team in Plexus. And I really, truly believed it. I told her all the time that, oh my gosh, we just got 2 joins in 1 week. Isn't that amazing? We have the fastest growing team in Plexus. And I kept saying that over and over. And the more I said it, the more it became a reality. Soon I was on the leaders board. And my team obviously isn't growing faster than Celeste's team, but my name has been right under hers. And it's just incredible to me how when you do believe what you're saying and telling yourself, those things really do happen. It's just like working out. If you're trying to do 10 push-ups and you get to number 5 and you tell yourself, I can't do anymore, I can't do anymore, you're not going to be able to do anymore. But if you're down there saying, I can do 20, you can. And I did it this morning too. I'm telling myself I can't do it, I can't. And then I'm like, nope, I'm going to tell myself I can. And sure enough, I did. So the majority of people's issues starts in their mind. And then the other thing was listening to positive music. When I had a stressful day with my kids, because my husband was a truck driver and we only saw him 3 days a month for 7 months, I just played my music, and my kids would sing with me, and we listened to Fight Song all the time. And that was my song. It got me through the whole summer. And now I can't listen to that song without crying, because every single word in there was true. People made fun of me. People told me that I couldn't do it. And I just thought, well, I'll be waving at you from my Lexus. You can just watch me. And that really got me through. I don't know if it's my personality or what, but I just didn't let it stop me. I let it fuel me. The person who told me I couldn't, the person who told me no, I just said, well, just watch me. You can sit there rotting away in your hospital bed. You don't want to get healthy, but I'm taking all these people with me, and we are going to get healthy, and we're going to the top. Let's see. The other thing I did, I stopped looking at my back office. When I re-hit gold, it was a total shock to me. And when I hit senior gold, my mind was blown, because I was doing the actions. I knew my team was growing, but I didn't know how many people we signed up. I didn't know how close I was to my next promotion at all. And from the time I hit senior gold, I promoted the very next month to Ruby, to senior Ruby, to Emerald, all back to back. Whereas before, when I was working on my business, I was stalking the back office. Brittany Howard, she said I stressed her out because I was always so focused on me. When was I going to hit senior gold? When was I going to hit gold? And that's all I talked about. I need 2 more people. And I just totally pushed that to the side, and I focused on get Cody to silver, get Tiffany to silver. What are their goals? They want to get to gold? Okay, cool. I'll help them get to gold. And it wasn't even a thought in the back of my mind, if I get them to gold, I'm going to get to Ruby. Hello. I didn't even think that, because I didn't even care, because I spent so long worrying and stressing about that. But that 18 months that I did of being stuck at gold really taught me so much, because I sat there. I looked at all the successful jewels, and I was like, why are they successful and I'm not? How are they posting on Facebook? Any outward thing that I could see, I was studying it, and I focused a lot on branding. The law of attraction and branding yourself is a good topic to Google or look for YouTube videos on it. Find 5 successful people in Plexus and see how they post, see what their life is like, and then copy them. One of my girls on the team just did a video, and she said that all she does is copy successful people. And I thought, you know what? That's exactly what I did too. I just watched what they did. Even today, I was looking at some other Jules post, and I was like, that girl got a lot of likes. She's got a lot of comments. What's she doing over there? Why were people attracted to that post? Why are people attracted to her? How can I be more like her? So even as a diamond, I'm still constantly growing. Every weekend, I think, how can I make this week better? What do I want to change? What do I want to be for my team, for people around me? And then praying for your team, that was huge for me. Giving it to God was part of my not stressing and worrying about the back office, but I knew that if he wanted this for me, it was going to happen, and nothing would stop it. So I totally gave it over to him and just asked for him to direct me in the way that I should go, and I knew that the results would come. And I think that's all that I have. I could talk forever, but that was my notes.
Sorry, I was just talking away, and then I realized I muted myself. I really, really love your story and your whole journey, because it just shows, I just feel like you have so much perseverance and so much that you overcame. And, you know, a lot of people, like, I feel like you get stuck on this, like, why me and why I'm not doing good. And gosh, if they could only go silver, or if they could only go gold, then I would get to Ruby or whatever. And I like that, you know, taking the focus off of yourself, but then, you know, working on your negative attitude, working on your mindset, how that really does change your business. I have some questions here. I've asked people to type some questions. So the first question is, what were the books that were mentioned at the beginning?
Okay. It's 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth by John Maxwell, and How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and Switch on Your Brain by Dr. Caroline Leaf, and The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. They are all so good for different reasons. Every single one of them. I recommend people starting with not Magic of Thinking Big, but the John Maxwell one, 15 Laws, because it's kind of a big, broad spectrum of everything.
I've never read that one before. I need to get that one. Okay, and then let's see. Oh, I love this because I know that you've asked me about this. Can you give an example of a typical and effective cold message and how you could change it up?
How you could change it up. Well, I'm actually just now getting started. Angie gave me some tips on how to cold message, so I'll be using some of the things she sent me. But I haven't had to cold message anyone. They all came to me, and that stopped happening the more successful I got. I don't know if I'm intimidating people or I just have so many Plexus friends that I don't connect with my other Facebook friends. So that's on my goal list for this week. But I have a list of people I want to start reaching out to. And how I'm going to do it, I'm going to lead with the business, because Sarah Robbins talks a lot about leading with the business, and one of my girls is super successful. Well, several of them are with doing that. So I was just going to flat out tell people why I really want them on my team. I'm going to make a list of maybe 4 or 5 reasons why I would love to work with them, and just tell them I would be honored if they would look at the opportunity or whatever. But basically build them up and just tell them that you want them on your team. And then I know it's going to take a lot of follow-up. The key really isn't what you say to people in the first cold message. I think it's following up. I have had a lot of people tell me no, but when I go back through a list of people who have contacted me and I give them information, they're like, yeah, I'm not interested. Well, if I go back and message them and offer them a sample, if you can afford it, I couldn't at the beginning, but they're like, yeah, I'd love a sample. So everybody likes something free. You're offering something to them. So I think when you offer a sample, that people are excited about it. And then when people tell you no, they're not interested, what I've trained my team to do and what I have done, after they tell me no, even if they were interested at first, I'll say, well, would you like me to tell you a little more about the product? Some people don't really know how they work, but I'd love to share with you why I thought you might be interested. And sometimes I might say it's because you have migraines or you have IBS, but whatever it is, I kind of get one more foot in the door. And usually when I say that, they say, sure, well, tell me why you thought of me, or something like that.
Yeah, I like that. That's really good. Okay. What are your tips and advice on how to get your team to silver or gold?
Well, we just post on Facebook, honestly, and I have a lot of people who do contact everyone they know. They just say, hey, have I piqued your interest in Plexus, as they're posting. But what we do is a 3-2-1 chat. IPA chat. Tamara Holloway and Kristen Abar have a video on how to do it. It's on YouTube. It's on their Plexus U channel. And that's what we do every month. So as soon as someone's interested in working the business, we put them in that chat. And if they, I'll tell you what it is first. It's 3 posts. It's 2 Plexus posts. No, 1 Plexus post and 2 personal. And then 2 cold messages and 1 follow-up. Or 2 new contacts and 1 follow-up. It can be people in the store or wherever. And I do talk to a lot of people at the store. I have a couple people I need to follow up with from meeting them at the mall. But So anybody who has a decent friends list, when they do those IPA chats within 30 days, typically they all go silver. We've had a lot of fast start golds on the team, so some even go gold. And the people who get discouraged, I find that they need to read How to Win Friends and Influence People. Anyone who's posting on Facebook every day, but they're not getting any bites, or they're not signing people up. If they're not getting any bites, anyone interested, it's because they have no influence over people. They need to work on their friendships and how to be a friend, and they need to expand their friends list. And then the people who are getting people interested, but no one's joining, usually it's the way they're wording things.
Now, what did you say that 3 was? 3, 2, 1?
It's 3 posts, 2 personal and 1 plexus.
2 personal. And how many people do you normally put in these IPA chats?
Probably 30 or so.
Okay.
I just have my stronger legs branch off. Whoever can handle their own, they do one here, and I do one here with my lower down legs, like golds and stuff. And they help me lead it. So maybe about 30 people, and then they all just comment the work that they did for the day. If they get new joins, they say they did it, and people get excited to see other people getting joins, and it keeps them accountable. It keeps me accountable. I'll be like, shoot, I didn't do my 3rd post for the day, or I got to get a plexus post in. And sometimes you think you're being consistent, but you're really not. So these chats really help, especially newbies as they're getting started in forming these habits.
So you actually do it like as a Facebook chat and not like a group?
Yeah, it's not a group. It's a chat. So they chat and they just put done in there. It's not for training. It's just for saying the work that they did that day. If they did 20 new contacts, they put that in there. And they have to have complete work, and they have to say done every day, 5 days a week.
And do you have any accountability, like if they miss 2 days and they get kicked out of the group or anything like that?
Yeah, they get kicked out. Sometimes I'm bad and I forget to kick them out, but they do get kicked out. And we tell them that up front, that this is, for accountability, and it doesn't mean you're a good or bad ambassador. It just means that these are the people who are actively working their businesses and they want the challenge. So it's kind of like a challenge. We call it a challenge.
Yes.
So people don't feel bad if they do get kicked out. It was just a little competition. And
so when you, do you normally notify them when you kick them out or take them out, or do you just take them out?
We notify them.
Okay.
We'll give them, like, sometimes if it's a brand new girl, we'll give her a warning. Obviously, she's like, oh, I forgot. And if we see they did the work, we just let them know, hey, you didn't comment done. Now, people who are more leaders or been doing it a couple months and they're getting lazy, we just flat out kick them out, because that's a symbol to them. Look, if your business isn't growing, it's not Plexus, it's not us, it's you not doing the work.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. And that's how sometimes I have problems with, I feel bad and I'm like, gosh, I don't want to be like mean and kick him out of the group. So I was kind of curious about how you handle that.
And then what we've done lately, we've offered like small incentives. I did some Kendra Scott earrings, and that kind of helps us stay accountable. Like, look, we're kicking people out because the people who are left at the end are getting entered into a drawing for an iPad that me and all my jewels are going in on together. And then it's easier to kick them out because you kind of have a reason.
Yes. Okay, so do you attempt to get your inactives back, or do you mainly just focus on recruiting new people?
Well, it depends why they went inactive. We really do focus on not letting people go inactive from the beginning. Of course, we have plenty of inactive people. We all do. But if we see a certain downline and they're losing a lot of people, usually it's because they're not helping them through detox. They're not getting them results. They're not recommending they take 4 probiotics because they're scared. They don't want to recommend more products. But really, if people come to you, it's because they want results. So recommend 6, probiotic 5 if they need it. And don't be scared of that. Get them the results. That's what they want. So what I tell people, if they have a bunch of people who aren't working and they're at gold, and somebody says it's easier to create new life than it is to resurrect the dead. So I would probably just move on. Honestly, that's what I do. I have a lot of people who say they want the business, but if they're not showing me the action, I'm already off finding someone new.
Yeah, and they say, like, don't carry around the dead horse or whatever that is. Okay, so I have 6 preferred customers, but no one signed up under me. Just started a month ago. What advice would you give? Focus on my preferred customers, or try to recruit by just appealing or messaging people for the business side?
Well, I'm not everybody does it differently, but I'll tell you what we do. I like to sign people up wholesale and get them results, and I instantly start getting them into the business. So if your preferred customers are getting results, I would try to convert them to wholesale. For one, that's how you're going to rake up in the company, is by pay points. And I believe the business is for everyone. So I would definitely post about the business opportunity, do some diamond documentaries. Even if your check was only $100 for the whole month, make a big deal about it. What can you buy? You got your nails done and you're not normally able to do that. Focus on the business side in your posting, and you're going to attract people that are interested in the business side. If you're just a silver and you have someone who in your upline or someone you know who's a diamond, post about their testimony and yay, congratulations to so-and-so for hitting diamond, and then do the little pay chart and show what kind of money they make. Treat yourself like a diamond, act like a diamond, even if you're just silver, and people are going to want to follow you into the business side of things. Even these preferred customers, you'd be surprised how many of them really do want to work the business. A lot of people don't know what is out there.
Or I think that they can get intimidated by thinking it's all salesy and, not wanting to work the business because of that. Okay. And I was just going to say something real quick about that. If you have preferred customers, and I think you might have said this, if you have preferred customers that are loving the product and they're buying like the triplex, or they are at least spending $100 in PV a month, like, it kind of behooves them to become a wholesale customer because they're going to save money. So it's basically, trying to get some of those preferred customers that are qualified, means that they are at least spending that $100 in PV a month and flip them over to wholesale customers. But when I present the business opportunity, when I present the ways to buy, I don't necessarily say sign up as an ambassador. I call it like sign up as a wholesale customer. And it's so much less intimidating than when you say, oh, if you sign up as an ambassador, and they're like, whoa, I don't want to work the business. And so that's kind of something I found that helps when you're approaching.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So how would you suggest checking wording for bites but no catches?
Like Angie just said about some people are giving too many options. They're like, this is the most common one I see. They'll give someone 3 ways to buy. They're like, here's retail, here's preferred, here's wholesale, blah, 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 blah. It's so much information. Look for people who are saying way too much. Also look for people who are spitting out their website right away. We do not give our website right away. You want to get people hooked on the idea that they need Plexus before you tell them the price and before you give them your website. So if somebody asks the price, what I would say is, tell me what your goals are, and I can help you pick which products are best for you. And then we'll start talking about their health goals, and they'll start talking about all their issues and this and this and this, and then I'll share some testimonies. And then we've moved off the price part. Not because I don't want to share the price, but what I found is they're not even sold on the product yet, and you're going to tell them it's $100 and they don't even really know they need it. So that's one thing I definitely look for. And again, the way they word it, if they're say, hey, join my team, get the best price, nobody wants to join a team really unless they're looking for a business opportunity. But if you say, I can get you the best price, and then just explain it like a Sam's Club membership, or I just tell people this is the best price, and then off they go to sign up and join. And then once they're loving the products, I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, you are having more energy. Do you have any idea how many people you can help? just because you have more energy or you're sleeping better through the night, I start them off with something small. I don't wait until they get their 70-pound weight loss. I tell them how many people they can help now. And then my team, everybody wants to work the business. They all just do.
That's awesome. And I like that you said that even when they start small, because so many people feel like they have to have this like fabulous, there's a lot of people think they have to have this like phenomenal. They're like, she wants to work the business, but she wants to wait until she has a testimony she can share. But I love that you really make it like a big deal that, oh my gosh, do you realize how many people have trouble sleeping and how many people you can help? So I love that, pointing out those non-scale things, and then letting that person know, like, hey, this is a big thing. There are a lot of people that have this issue that you could help. So I love that. Okay, I think I just got. Yeah, and they said the only thing I would worry about is the 60 money back guarantee, which I guess if you have them go to from a preferred customer to a wholesale customer first instead of a ambassador. And do you usually, with your team, do you usually say, okay, if people are interested and they're spending, at least $100 in PV, do you say sign up as a wholesale customer, or what do you normally?
Well, I'll tell you how I used to do it and how I did it now. I had 81 customers when I first started. That was when I was stuck at gold. It didn't get me anywhere. Our compensation plan isn't based on sales like a lot of other MLMs. And the money back guarantee, I used to talk about that a lot. I would not talk to someone without telling them there was a money back guarantee. And I realized I did that because I did not have full 100% belief in the products. Now, I don't tell anybody 60 days because, number one, it took Tiffany Wilson 7 months to get results on the products. Cody Helmer took long too. Brittany Howard long. Way more than 60 days to get the results they wanted. You tell someone 60-day money back guarantee, they start panicking at the end of those 60 days. They're not getting the results. They want to hurry up and do a return. So we saw a lot of returns with people who were preferreds. Now, if there is someone super skeptical and they really aren't sure about it, and you can just tell, they're super skeptical, and I get a few of those, I do tell them to go and get retail or preferred, and they do have the money back guarantee. But most people, I don't even mention it because I feel like it breeds doubt in their mind. I feel like the 60-day money back guarantee is for the company to show they stand behind their products. Mm-hmm. As an ambassador, I train my team to not even mention it. Even though you get to keep your commission if they return their products, it's not about us. It's about them and setting their mind up for success or failure.
Yes, I love that. I love exactly what you said. And I kind of feel the same way. I noticed in the beginning, but I think it's the whole that I used to always mention it. And that was a big thing that I mentioned. But I do think that when you start building your belief in the products and building belief in the company, you're not even going to want a 60-day money back guarantee if you're taking the products right, if you're, following a regimen and being consistent. And I agree with, that 60, that kind of like plants that seed, like, okay, in 60 days, something miraculous should happen, when if their body isn't where it needs to be, it could take 6 months. Okay, we got another question. So what if you word it better though? Yeah, I think this is the same thing, because it's just says, what if you word it better and say we are so confident in our products that they work and we have a 60-day money back guarantee. Oh, I guess she's saying if we word it better, if we still mention it, but we just word it better and say that we're so confident in the products that the products work, we do offer a 60-day money back guarantee.
I'm super passionate about this topic just because I had so many customers that return stuff because I really focused on the money back guarantee. But I would say we're so confident that we don't even need a money back guarantee because nobody's returning the product. So I feel like it's more confident to firmly believe in the products, I would use the 60-day money back guarantee as a last resort to get someone who's really, really on the fence and they're just not budging for like 6 months. And then you're finally like, you have nothing to lose. There's a money back guarantee. Just order and get on the products. But most people, that's not the case. So I feel so confident that I don't even need to mention the money back guarantee because I don't want people returning, period. I want them to give it 6 months. There's a graphic that shows how long it takes your certain parts of your body to heal, your bones, your skin, your gut, your sinuses, your brain. And it's way more than 60 days. It's like 6 months to 3 years. So.
Do you have that graphic?
I don't, but I can look it up and I'll try to post it on my wall or send it to you.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Well, does anyone else have any questions for Phallin? You can post them in our little chat, or if you have questions afterwards, feel free to post them on my page and I can get those to her. So I'll give them a couple seconds. Thank you so much for, oh, no, they just said thanks. Okay. Thank you so much for, wait. See, I knew that once I started talking that somebody would ask a question. How do you organize everything?
I'll tell you, if you're silver or if you're gold and you're not organized yet, do it before your team explodes because there's going to be a point where everyone's team does explode. I see it happen over and over. I'm still not organized. I was in the process of organizing. After my light bulb went off, I was like, I'm going to get all organized. I'm not organized. I really have a routine. And like when my kids were around and my husband wasn't home watching them because I retired him after 7 months of working the business, but I would work during nap time, so 2 hours during lunch, 2 hours during dinner, and after dinner, sorry. So while they were sleeping, I had 4 hours a day, and I just had to hit it as hard and as fast as I could. First, I would do your follow-ups and your plexus posts for the day, and then your regular posts. I use a planner. I do have a planner, and I write everything down that I don't want to forget, and I forgot a 3-way call today because I didn't write it down. So writing things down really helped me in my planner. But that's really all I do. Like I wrote down the call for tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not use a planner prior to Plexus. But now, like, I kind of freak out if I can't find it because it has, like, everything written down in there, and it has, like, saved me. And I'm not an organized person at all. Okay, so I have someone that asked, I just made silver. Should I work on training my team or should I get new customers?
I would sign up some more ambassadors. What I found is keep signing them up until you have a rock star, which is someone who's ready to go. They're gung-ho, they're excited, they're ready to work. And then when that rock star starts exploding and they're just going places, your team's going to see that and you're going to be excited and that person's going to be excited. You're going to be excited together. And then the rest of your team will start getting excited too. But I wouldn't wait around trying to pull anyone around. Just give them the basics, start everyone out right, tag them in whatever your team does, duplicate whatever your upline's doing with you. And then keep recruiting. At silver, you just need to keep recruiting. They say the average level ones, how many level ones you need to get to emerald is 40. And every single person on my team, except for one girl, everyone who's hitting emerald, they all have 40 to 45 people, myself included. So make that your goal. 40 level ones. Just keep signing them up, starting them off right, and just keep going.
Yeah, I did some statistics the other day, and I was talking to someone because she was like, well, do I get customers? Do I get ambassadors? And, I kind of like to show people, okay, so you've got 3 ambassadors at 15 points at $3 a piece and, whatever, that's like $30. It's probably not right, but, around that. But you have 1,500 points. You have all these ambassadors and 1,500 points, and that's like, thousands of dollars. But, I like to kind of do that example for them to kind of see. But then, I went through and I have like the last time I counted, I think I've signed up like 70 level ones in 2 years, so that's a long time. 70 level ones and long. Okay. So out of those 70, 35 of them are preferred, are wholesale customers. 10 of those 70 work the business. And probably out of those 10, 5 are like hardcore all in working the business. So that just kind of shows you, like, you really need both. You need the people that are working your business, but you need those, people that are just buying at wholesale. But I agree with you. Like, you need to constantly make sure that you're filling your pipe, because you might not have your rock star now, but if you keep, eventually you're going to get them.
Yep. It's a numbers game. Lori always told me it was a numbers game, and focus on signing up people who are better than you. And that's what I did.
Okay, so what kind of planner has been most effective, and do you have a checklist of what you cover to actively start a new ambassador off on the right foot?
I do have a planner. I like my Erin Condren planner. It's my favorite because the designs are cute, and at the top there's a section, and I write all my personal stuff up there. And then in the middle, I'll do all my follow-ups. And then down here is all my business stuff. So like tonight's call was on here, any businessy stuff. And then there's sections on the side and the bottom, and I keep track of my points, stuff like that. So I like my Erin Condren a lot. And how to start people off, what do? We do a lot of coaching calls. So really we cater it to the person, honestly. We just welcome them in the team page, and then we set up a call. We establish their why and help them make a list of people to contact and people that they want on their team. And on the coaching call, we focus on what their goals are, how fast they want to go. What I found is that's pretty good for most people. And then the people who are real go-getters and they're your rock stars, they're your runners, they've already read everything and watched everything before you tag them in it anyways, because they're so excited. So we don't have a super big system, but our success kits are amazing. When we got the success kit, everything that was in that guide, that's everything that we do with people. We do plug them into those IPA chats right away, get them posted on Facebook, and teach them how to message people. All that as it comes up. So it's not a real checklist.
Yeah, I love that. And I love what you talked about, the IPA chats. I think that might be something I implement, because I have been doing like the silver and gold groups. I mean, which have been really good, but then it's kind of like, at what point do you join them? And I feel like the IPA thing, you can put them in there right away. So thank you so much for taking time out of I know you have a huge team, and I know that you're super busy. So thank you so much for investing in my team. And I cannot wait to see you and give you a big hug and see you as a diamond on the stage. Like, I'm so, so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. And I am very, very thankful for your friendship. So thank you so much. And I hope that you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I can't wait to see you too.
All right. Good night.
Bye, guys.